Happy Sunday. Welcome back to this new series of Love Talks. I am your host, Ina Love. Today, I will be sharing helpful tips and information to help you find happiness, which is the title of the segment today is Finding Happiness. I always like to begin with a little bit of a recap for anyone who may be new to the series. We've now completed 2 full series of Love Talks, one on healing the heart, which included 5 segments, and also 5 segments on love in relationships. So if you've missed any of the previous segments, or if you'd like to review any of them, you can always find them here on my Facebook page. Also at Ina Love Poetry, that's my YouTube channel, or somethingaboutlove.foundation.org. That's my website. And I always ask if you would please, drop by the YouTube channel and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So today we'll get started with finding happiness. And I want to begin actually with a very important statement. And I have a lot to share with you today, but this, I think, is as important as anything else that I have to share. And that is to say that life is meant to be happy. And I feel that, that simple statement, as simple as it sounds, it's something that perhaps some of us may have lost sight of, that life is truly meant to be happy. And I think we've all, somehow we've complicated life so much, and there's so much happening in the world, particularly with everything that's happening in the world today. It may be really challenging to truly find our happiness, but there is a way. And as I said, I'm going to be sharing a lot of helpful information to help you get there. I want to ask a question. And, not anything, I don't ever want you to answer the questions in the comment section here, but just something for you to think about, just to quickly contemplate. And that question is, are you happy? Like truly in your heart, if someone were to ask you, are you happy? Like, would you say that you are genuinely happy? If your answer to that is no, I have a lot to share with you today that will help you to get there. It does take work on your part, but the first step is really, just being aware, because I remember a time in my life when I felt like something was missing, but I didn't quite know what it was. And I came to realize that I just wasn't happy. So I ask, are you happy? If your answer to the question is yes, wonderful. That's a great thing. Now, of course, we all go through things in life, and, we never know what's coming at us from, any given day. So there are certainly things from time to time that can pull us out of that joy. But if you are genuinely, or I would say generally, if you're a happy person, it's a lot easier to get back to that place versus someone who has been unhappy for quite a long time. And, certainly, perhaps, we've all been through that, I would say, from, one time or another throughout the course of our lives. There are many, many reasons in life, things that, can tend to shake us up and, like I said, pull us out of that joy. The key is to really figure out what that is, to really hone in on what is in the way of your happiness. And, for some of us, it may be something like perhaps you're not happy at the job that you're working, or you're not quite where you want to be on your path, or, whatever it is, you really need to take the time to really figure out what it is and start to work to make changes, to heal it, to let it go, whatever it is. Perhaps, as I said, if it's something work related, really seriously consider finding a new line of work, or, trying to find something else to do. I know that can, again, be challenging in this, time with everything that's going on. But, we either have to make peace with where we are in life, or we have to do something to change things. Because as we go through this segment, you'll see the value and the importance of being happy, because our general state of being actually will impact the type of experiences that we have in life. Life sort of meets you where you are. So, if you're holding what's called a low vibration, a low energy, you're going to attract things to your life that are going to keep you there. So it's really vital and important, in order to have the things that you're wanting in life, to really work at staying high vibe, staying positive, staying happy and joyful. And it really is a practice. Like, no matter what's going on, we have to work at this. If it's something like, relationship issues, and we've talked about this in the Love and Relationship series. If you are facing challenges in your relationship, you don't ever want to just sit in a situation that brings you down. So if you're having issues in a relationship, talk to the person that you're with. As I've said before, seek counseling and therapy. Do what you have to do to make the situation better. Don't just allow it to continue, because the longer things continue, the harder it can be to heal it. And in some cases, it's a matter of moving on from the relationships, which can be quite difficult. But as I said, it is vital and important that we find happiness and peace in life. Some of us are still dealing with, some past experiences, that could even go back as far as childhood. Again, we have to make peace with these things. We have to heal them. I say all the time, develop a relationship with God, so that when you're going through things, you really have God to lean on and to stand on to help you get through these experiences. So, if it is an experience that you're still holding on to, truly pray that out of your heart. Pray and ask God to set you free from whatever that is, so that you can get to the heart and the core of your true happiness. Again, life is truly meant to be happy, and we have to get all of the things out of the way that are in the way of our joy. Some of us are dealing with health issues, and obviously these can be very, very challenging to find joy in those experiences, particularly if, when we're facing pain and things of that nature. But again, prayer is the answer. Truly, God is like the one that's going to just hold your hand and walk you through. And with true faith and belief, you can find a space of joy in no matter what you're going through. So again, develop that relationship with God, really work on healing whatever it is that, that obstacle. Also, many of us are just not happy with, where we are. Like, perhaps it's our physical appearance. And those are the kind of things, if something of that nature is in the way of your happiness, you have to do something about it. No one can change your physical appearance. Obviously, that is the work that you have to do. But whatever it is, if you're really and truly wanting to be happy, you have to be willing, whatever has to be done in order to get there. So again, if you're not happy with your appearance, then, just make a decision, truly commit to doing something to make yourself feel better. And as you start to do that, and the more you do it, you're going to find that you have more energy, you're going to become more vibrant. And obviously, when we feel that we look better, we feel better about ourselves. So actually, do the work. As I said, all of this finding joy is truly, as you will see, it does require work, and it's all on your part. So whatever the reason that is in the way of your joy, figure out what it is and begin to work on it. You know, there may be several things, but again, whatever it is, take action. So let's see, excuse me one second. Okay. One of the issues with finding, and I'm talking about true happiness, not, you know, these momentary, you know, we all have things that happen in life that bring us, you know, like, oh, we're happy today, something wonderful happened. But I'm talking about like a true and lasting happiness, you know, this thing that seems to elude us from time to time. And one of the main issues with finding happiness is truly the fact that we are we have been conditioned to look for happiness outside of ourselves, when the truth is happiness is a state of being. It is a way of being. You know, we have to be happy. So many of us, as I said, have been conditioned to believe that, you know, oh, if I have this job, if I, you know, when I get married, or when I get this house, or when I have this new car, or, you know, it's like there's something in the way of our happiness. Well, you know, you will obtain those things, and yes, you will be happy. But believe me, it's just a matter of time before that happiness will fade. You know, and it can even be, you know, little momentary things, like we buy a new outfit and we feel great, but, you know, then we take it off and, you know, we're not happy anymore. It's like this thing that we're constantly chasing, trying to find our happiness. So as I said, the key is really to get to the core of happiness, and that is done by getting all of the things out of the way, anything and everything that is in the way, anything that's holding you back or holding you down. You know, work on those things, and you will, you know, once everything is cleared out of the way, you'll find that joy is there. So let's see. Okay. I want to share a story with you, because this was a very powerful experience that happened for me about 10 years ago, actually. I had an opportunity to travel to India, the country of India, which is like one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever visited, and actually some of the best food that I've ever had in my life. But in my time there, I was there for almost 2 weeks, and I had an opportunity to travel quite a bit throughout the country. But I experienced poverty at a level that I had never. I mean, the magnitude of poverty in India is truly overwhelming. I mean, it's like everywhere you go. At one point, we drove for hours and hours down a highway, and there was literally poverty the entire way. But the reason that I'm sharing this, throughout the time that I was in India, and as I said, the overwhelming magnitude of poverty that, you know, is there in the country, time after time after time, I saw people emerge from what I literally called rubble. I mean, these people literally had nothing but just, you know, like things that you find and make shelter, you know, anything you can find. That's, you know, that was the basis of what they had. And, you know, but they would emerge from this as some of the happiest people that I had ever seen in my life. And as I said, this happened over and over and over again. And after a few days, I began to realize, like, these people are so happy. Like, how can you be so happy having absolutely nothing? But they have found the true joy of living, that happiness does not, it's not in anything. It's not about anything. You know, happiness is just a way of being. And believe me, when you get to the point where you have absolutely nothing and you can find joy, you have truly mastered, you know, that is the joy of living. You know, so I realized in being in India, one of the lessons that I learned is, you know, not only how blessed we are, but happiness does not come from things. It's not about anything. So, you know, that, as I said, was a beautiful lesson that I took from that experience. So I wanted to share that. And it also made me so appreciative of everything that I have. So, truly, I think a trip to India is something that everyone in the world should, if everyone in the world could have an opportunity to experience that, it truly will just shift your whole perspective on life. It really made me realize just how blessed I am. And like I said, I came back just so thankful for everything. It was truly, a very difficult and sad, there was a sadness about it. It's very hard to see that many people suffering and struggling, but to see these people so heartily happy, I mean, it was beautiful because you can't fake that kind of happiness, just a joy that comes from the core of your being. And it was really beautiful to see. So I just wanted to share that because, I think sometimes we just lose sight of how blessed we truly are. So also, the more thankful we are for what we have, the more that God will bless us. So just remember to be thankful, each and every day. Wake up in gratitude. And actually, gratitude is an attitude. And sometimes, if you can't find anything to be happy about, just be thankful. That's a beautiful feeling, just to feel the essence of being thankful. And as I said, we have so much to be thankful for. It seems that oftentimes many of us, we're so focused on what we don't have and the things that we want that, we may tend to lose sight of what we have. So again, just be thankful for where you are and grateful for what you have. And, God will bless you with more. So that's just, sort of a beautiful lesson there. So, what is it that we typically tend to do when we're not happy? Because, I think there are a lot of unhappy people in the world. Well, I think it's very much sort of the same things that we do. When we feel that void in our lives, perhaps if we're not feeling loved, which we've talked about this before, no matter what you're going through in life, you are absolutely loved. God loves us, and God's love is ever present. And, we've talked about learning to love ourselves. But so many of us think that in order to feel loved, we have to be in a relationship. And, it's that void that makes us feel unhappy. Well, happiness can, be somewhat the same in that, when we're not feeling happy, there's that void there that we try to fill in, very much the same way that we try to fill that void of feeling unloved. Things like overeating, we shop to fill that void. Some people gamble, some people drink or drugs, or, the many, many things that we do. And we really have to realize, again, those things will never bring us happiness. When we find happiness outside of those things, that is when we truly find our greatest joy. Because your true happiness, it lives within. It's not anything on the outside. So, as I said, it does take work, but the more you do it, it's just like with anything else in your life. It's like a muscle. You work at it, you practice it, and it becomes easier because so many of us have been unhappy for so long. It's like some days we can't even seem to see our way back to happiness. So we have to literally wake up each and every day and make a decision. Today, I want to be happy. Tomorrow is not even here yet. So, we spend so much time worrying about, things that are going to happen next week or next month. If we just stay focused on today, what can I do today to be happy and to get through this day? And like I said, wake up, start your day in gratitude and, say, today I choose to be happy, and live your life from that place. And if you continue to do this over and over, you will truly find that it will get easier to maintain a state of happiness because, you know, it's like we have to work our way out of the place that we've worked ourselves into. We've worked ourselves to a place of feeling unhappy, feeling unloved. You know, we have to work our way out of these things. And again, developing that relationship with God, you know, saying, God, today I wake up, I'm thankful. I choose to be happy. I choose to just enjoy this day to the best of my ability, to the fullest expression of myself. You know, just again, making that decision and choosing that from the start of the day and throughout the day. We actually have to, or we should, check in with ourselves from time to time. You know, and I find myself doing this. You know, like I'll work myself into a you know, where I'm feeling some kind of way. And I don't even realize that I've allowed myself to get to that place, you know. And I mean, especially like with everything that's going on in the world right now with the election, you know, I find myself getting caught up in it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you know, I'm getting sucked into this thing. And then I just have to step back and say, no, you know, it's my job and my work to stay focused, to stay centered, to make sure that I'm keeping myself in that high vibration, feeling good, staying positive, focused on the positives, you know, all of those things. So that's why I say it is a work, it's a practice, and we have to work at it, you know, each and every day. And the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. So just get in the habit, you know, a few times a day, or, you know, anytime you just notice that, you know, you're just not quite feeling yourself, you know, stop and figure out what is truly troubling you at that moment. And, you know, sometimes we just have to step away. And I'll share some tips and things that you can do to help you move through those. And, you know, what I'm talking about here, these are like, you know, the momentary or, you know, maybe occasional things that happen in life where, you know, maybe we just had you know, an argument with someone, or, you know, we heard something that upset us. You know, I'm talking about these situations that take us out of happiness, because, you know, there are people who go through bouts of, you know, depression and long-term just feeling unhappy. And that's, you know, that's something really deep that actually requires sometimes professional help. But truly the essence and the core of figuring out and, you know, working your way out of all that is just really truly realizing how blessed we are, you know, that God is with us no matter what we are going through. And, you know, it's all about the things that we tell ourselves. You know, we can tell ourselves so many things that bring us down. We have to really think about and focus on the things that make us feel good, the things that, you know, we, like I said, we do have so much to be thankful for, and we need to focus on those things. And that will truly help you to feel lighter, to feel better, just, you know, to get through, you know, this day, because that's really all we can do is work on today. You know, tomorrow we'll deal with tomorrow, but, you know, you take life one day at a time. You do the best that you can for today and know that tomorrow is going to take care of itself. So this is also a very big thing that I want to share about finding your happiness. Um, True happiness absolutely requires that you be yourself. You really have to be your authentic and true selves, you know. And I think particularly when some of us are in relationships, we have a tendency sometimes to try and be what that person wants us to be, or, you know, we try to behave in ways that, you know, because I mean, some people are very controlling and they try and tell us how to be. You know, no one is ever truly going to be happy unless you're being yourself. So, you know, you really have to work through some of those things. You know, we've gotten so accustomed, you know, to just, you know, trying to navigate and work around people. And, you know, we change and we shift and we, you know, we do so many things trying to please others. But truly, we have to learn to please ourselves. You know, do what is pleasing to you. You have to be who you are. You know, do the things you like. Go the places that you like to. Dress the way you like to dress. Be who you are. No one can tell you who to be or how to be. And, when we give other people that power over us, truly it diminishes us. We're not being our authentic selves. So I really want to stress that you have to truly be who you are. That is so important. In finding your true happiness. Also, in that same vein, follow your heart. Do the things that you are wanting to do. Live your dreams. I think we all have dreams in life, and take steps in that direction, because when you truly align with your path in life, believe me, it's going to become so much easier to get through the day to day, to really just find the happiness and joy in your heart and in your life that you're wanting. So really live your life. Life is now. You have to live life to the fullest. We're so often, we put things off and, oh, someday I'll do this. No, do it now. Do it now. Believe me, you will be so much happier when you are fulfilling your dreams and living your life to the fullest. So really take that to heart and remember, every day, be who you are. So when, the hardships or the difficult challenges, and we all go through things in life. That's just a part of life. And as I've said in other segments, the challenges in life come, and those things push us to grow. I think they push us to become who we are. And in fact, I was going to say that earlier when I was saying that perhaps something that's preventing you from being happy is the fact that you're in a job that you may not be particularly happy with. Well, sometimes things don't work out because that's not where we're supposed to be, so it's never going to feel right. So you have to, really look at those things. Like I said, do whatever you have to do to make it better. And if it doesn't get better, then you have to make a change. But, really that point there was just, to take action and do something. Don't ever sit in situations that are just truly, just disturbs your peace. I'll say that. So, and as I said, when you're going through the challenges, that's why it's really so important that we develop that solid relationship with God, so that when those struggles and challenges come, we have God to stand on. We have God to lean on, to believe in, and to know that whatever that challenge is, we're going to get through it. So, many of us wait until we're in the midst of a challenge in life, and then we're like, oh God, please help me, help me. No, you need to have that relationship with God every single day, so that when you need God, that, you are justified in going and asking for something, so be your true authentic self every day, be the best version of yourself every day, develop that personal relationship with God, take life one day at a time. And really, like I said, choose to be happy. We have to, and again, this is all about when we're going through challenges in life, we have to focus on the outcome that we're wanting. So often we get so caught up in whatever the issue is, and all we can see in life is, oh, I have this problem, I have this problem, I have this problem. And the problem just seems to get bigger and bigger, and it's just, weighing us down. And, sometimes we just can't even see our way out of it. But there's always a way. There's always, everything has a season. So for whatever you're going through, focus on the outcome. Do whatever you have to do to fix it, to get through it. Yes, it takes work, it takes prayer, it takes action, but you have to focus on what you want. So beyond doing all the things that you have to do to get out of it, you have to focus on the outcome that you want. Like truly hold that vision in your mind and your heart, like, I'm going to get through this. It's almost like you have to will yourself through those challenges in life. And it's so important that you see, you have, like I said, see your way out of it. And that's really important because you are really putting the energy, emotion, to move in that direction versus being stuck in whatever the problem is. So, like I said, do the work that you have to do, but really hold a vision and know and believe in your heart that you're going to get through it. And of course you will, because we get through so many things in life. I mean, we are fighters, we are survivors, we are incredible and unlimited beings. We can do all things, but we just really have to believe in ourselves. And like I said, be willing to do whatever we have to do to make things better, because, happiness in life is very important. It truly is. Why go through life unhappy? Life is meant to be happy. So be willing to do whatever you have to do to find your true joy. Worry is something that I wanted to talk about because, so many of us spend so much time worrying. And, I guess, it's sort of like a natural thing that we do, like some things happen in life and it's so hard not to worry. But I just want to say that worry is so destructive on the body. Like, honestly, I think the majority of illnesses come from worry. It is, and, so the last thing you want to do when you're going through a challenge in life is to add, an illness on top of that. So truly, truly try not to worry. And especially if you are a worrying type of person, really work on that. Be aware of when you're worrying and, do things to distract yourself. Like I said, don't just sit in these feelings. Don't sit around worrying. Don't sit around sad. Get up and do something. Whether you have to listen to music, call someone, read a book, whatever you have to do, to move that energy. Don't let yourself just sit in those feelings because, if we are true believers, I think everyone says they believe in God, but if you truly believe in God, then, there's no reason to worry. You have to know that God is going to see you through it. And I say to people all the time, if you're going to pray and worry, don't bother praying, because if you don't truly believe that God is going to answer your prayer, then it cannot happen. So, just be aware when you're worrying and really try not, I'm just saying, try not to. I know sometimes it can be hard. It truly can be very hard. But, a lot of us worry ourselves unnecessarily. So, again, just something to be aware of. There's so many things in life that, try to hold us down, that try to keep us down. But again, the key is just to really be aware of everything that's happening, because, we just don't realize, how much we feed into these things that are happening in our lives. So, again, check in with yourself, be aware of what you're going through, and work your way through these things. Each day we have choices, all day, every day. We are constantly faced with choices. And I just want to talk about how important the choices we make are. Our choices are so important, particularly to our happiness, because the choices that we make can absolutely impact, the outcome and what happens in our lives. So be very conscious and aware of the choices that you're making. Think about, like I said, the consequences. Don't do anything. Don't choose to do anything, if you really can. Try not to do things that might have a detrimental outcome for you. So, really contemplate the choices that you're making and the possible outcome of those decisions, because again, that can truly have a lasting impact on your life. And you don't want to find yourself in a situation where, you've done something that you regret, or, like I said, it can truly have a lasting and detrimental effect on your life, and obviously, your state of happiness. So be really conscious and aware of the choices that you make, whether that be a relationship. If you've been with a person and you're not really happy in that relationship, obviously, why would you marry that person and commit yourself to a situation that you're not really happy in? So, think about your choices, think about the decisions you make, and, the long-term effect or impact of that decision. And in the same vein about around choices, like I said, we can choose to be happy. We wake up each day, make a choice. Today, I want to be happy. So, just again, start to put these things into practice and into motion. And the more you do it, the easier it will become. We've talked about healing the heart in other segments. And, again, I just want to say that, I want you to see how all of this information that I'm sharing, like, it all starts to tie together, and, one thing impacts the other. So, again, healing the heart is so vital and important toward having the joy and happiness that you're wanting in life. So, if there's anything that's weighing on your heart, really figure out what it is. Sometimes, like I said, we're not even sure what's really bothering us, but, take the time to really sit and figure out what it is, and then start to take action to make that better. Forgiveness is another one. There could be something weighing on you, troubling you, that, maybe you need to forgive yourself for something that you've done, or forgive another person, but I'm saying this, like I say, we've talked about this in a previous segment on forgiveness, but, anything that is burdening us can be in the way of us finding happiness. So if there is anyone or any situation, or, like I said, anything that you've personally done, anything that you need to forgive and release, do the work to heal that, to forgive that, pray that out of your heart. You want to clear anything in the way of your joy. And if you just don't know what it is, like I said, sometimes, we can be unhappy and we don't even know why. You may not even, like, something is just off, something doesn't feel right, and you don't even know what it is. Pray about everything, anything in life that you don't have an answer to, that you don't know the solution or what to do. Trust me when I tell you, prayer is the answer. So, pray and just ask God to reveal it to you, and the answer will come. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that you can ask a question about your own self. You would think, like, why do I not know this? But sometimes things are just too obvious that we don't even see it. So, just like I said, pray about whatever it is, and God will see you through it. So I want to also share, this is a little tip that will help you, because oftentimes, like, we all have little pet peeves, or, things that might annoy us. And this is actually something that truly works. So try this and you'll see. But if there's something that annoys you, and I'm just going to give you something as an example. Let's say you don't like it when people pop their gum. Like, that just, like, makes you cringe, and you just cannot stand to hear a person pop their gum. Well, the way life works, if there's something that annoys you, you will continue to attract it until you make peace with it. So you probably, if you don't, whatever it is that you don't like, you probably find that it happens all the time. Well, if you make peace with it, it's almost like magic. It will go away. Like, seriously, you have to just get to a place where you're like, when it's happening and you see that it's annoying you, just say, I'm okay. This doesn't bother me. Just really get still, get centered, get focused. release whatever those feelings are that you're feeling about that. And trust me, it's going to stop. There's a quote, it says, what you resist persists. So if you keep, resisting that thing that you don't like, it's going to continue. So let it go, make peace with it. And well, because, once you heal it, that's called healing something. Once you heal that, you no longer are troubled by it. Somehow it magically goes away. I don't know how that happens, but I've done it and I know that it works. So just try it and you'll see. As I said, life is truly meant to be happy. And we all just have to work each and every day to find the inner joy, the truth within us, and, choose, happiness as a way of being, as a way of living. And, live your life from your heart, express, speak from your heart, really just get in touch with who you are and be your true and authentic self each and every day. Practice some of the tips that I've shared with you, wake up each and every day, set an intention of happiness, and continue to do this until it just becomes your way of being. About 10 years ago, I realized that something was just off for me. Like I didn't even know what it was, but it was just like this feeling like, I don't know, something just isn't right. And I remembered I prayed about it and I said, God, what is it? Like what I literally, this was the question that I asked. I said, I want to know what I want. I didn't even know what I wanted at the time. I just knew that something, and I said, I want to know what I want. That was my question. And the answer that came to me is that I wanted to be happy. And then, once you figure out what that is, you start to take action in that direction. So, I shared that to say you can ask questions truly about yourself. You would think that we know everything about ourselves, but again, sometimes we just don't know. So, just remember that you are the captain of your ship. Truly, and this is really true. If you think about this, no one has the power to make us feel any kind of way. We give our power away all the time when we allow someone to take us out of our joy, take us out of, when we allow someone to change the way that we're feeling, we have given that person power over us. So the key is to take back your power and realize you are the only person who has control of your feelings. And that is absolutely true. So, stop allowing people to steal your joy. Joy is yours, guard and protect it and say, I choose to be happy. And, it is your work to do, by the same token, we think, we tend to think that, oh, I need you to make me happy. No, it's not anyone's responsibility to make you happy. If you're in a relationship, you need to be happy, and that person is there to enhance your joy. It is no one's responsibility to make you happy, nor do they have the ability to make you unhappy unless you allow that. So, like I said, remember that you are the captain of the ship. You are the one who are in control of your feelings, and it is up to you, to make sure that you are feeling at your optimum and best at all times. And when you're having, an off day, I said earlier, I was going to share some things that you can do when we go through, bouts of unhappiness, which I'm not laughing at that, but, from time to time, we go through things that can take us out of our joy, and there are things that we can do. Like I said, you have to move that energy. Don't ever just sit in that. And I think I did share some of this, but, like taking a bath, reading a book, writing, if you're into journaling, or if you're not, that can be so powerful to moving in, in terms of moving negative energy or low vibrational energies. Write about the way that you're feeling. It's a great way to get it out, get those feelings out, to express it. You put something on paper, and just write that with an intention that you are releasing it. That's why journaling is so powerful and important. So you can actually start journaling, and that's a beautiful way to move energy if you're not happy. Also, I was going to share something else about writing that came to me, and I think it slipped my mind, but maybe it'll come back in a minute. Oh, and listening to music is another great thing that you can do. Again, we're talking about just moving anything that's bothering you, things of that nature. But the key is really just to stay busy. You know what they say about the idle mind. So, again, don't sit in these things, find something to do, it came back to me. I knew I needed to remember. I hate when I can't think of something, but I was going to say, a gratitude journal. Oh, a gratitude journal is so beautiful and powerful. Again, if you're someone who, really is going through a really difficult time, again, particularly right now, like I said, we're all going through so much in life right now. But if you're really having a hard time, try keeping a gratitude journal just every day before you go to sleep. Think of 10 things that happen throughout the day that you have to be thankful for. And like I said, the more grateful you are, the more reasons you'll find to be thankful. So, a gratitude journal can be another beautiful way to help you move that energy. But, just don't sacrifice your happiness, not for anyone, not for any reason. Choose to be happy and work at it each and every day. And, and you'll get there. You will get there. Like I said, if you are a happy person, that's a beautiful thing. Be thankful, because so many people in the world are not happy. So, like I said, really, really work at it. So I'm going to have a poem to share today, and I may have shared this poem before. I'm not exactly sure, but it was so perfect for today. I said, even if I've shared it, I'm going to share this one again. It's titled A Happy Life. So it's actually perfect for this segment. And I want to also announce the winner of the book drawing for last week. And the winner is Tony Tanner Scott. So I'll be sending a copy of the book to Tony. Congratulations to you. And then next week, we are going to continue in this series on Living for God. And I'll be doing a segment on parenting with love. And that will be a really beautiful segment, whether you have small children or it really doesn't matter the age of your children, but I do have a lot to share on parenting with love. So I really hope you'll join me next week for that segment as, we continue in this series. So I'm going to share this poem, and then we will conclude the series for today. So this is A Happy Life. Each day intended, free from strife, you're meant to live a happy life. Let go, be free, live joyfully. The light of God, blessed Trinity, alive within eternally. It is a choice, shine your light. Live and love your precious life. No time to waste, your life is now. Claim these words, speak them aloud. I am free from pain unbound, the light within ignited now. I am love, love is my light. I choose freedom, I love life. From this moment onward, no more strife. I'll live each day a happy life. So I truly, sincerely wish all of you a happy life. We have, a whole week until we meet again for the next segment on parenting with love. So, as always, I wish you all a wonderful, safe, healthy, happy week ahead. Really put some of these tips and things into practice. I hope some of this information is helpful for you. As I've always asked, if you don't mind, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate that. And I'll look forward to seeing you all again next week as we continue. Take care.